Welcome back, everybody, to another JMS Talks video. I am your host, the very talented, the very sexy, very distinguished, always narcissistic but never vain, staunch defender Rob Liefeld, and Gina Carano, and a lover of all things 90s. Joseph Michael Sontag, or Joe M. Sontag if you prefer, as the Pope likes to call me, JMS. Today I'd like to talk about the Disney Plus series HawkEye, and why I think it's not woke. Well, not as woke as it's being made out to be by some personalities on YouTube. And here's my thing. I wonder if we've gotten into the habit of seeing woke everywhere. You know, there's a point where woke came out and it was very blatant. You could see it, and they try to infuse it in everything that you would see: music, movies, comics, entertainment. You know, very blatant stuff. But I wonder if we are seeing woke ghosts nowadays, where everything is woke. And this is my thing. I've watched a couple reviews on the HawkEye Disney series and seen what people have to say about it. And I don't know. I think there's some people out there that are just negative for negative sake. You know, maybe it gets views. You know, it taps into that audience that they are looking for, and that's fine. I got nothing, no problem whatsoever. But I did notice there's accounts I follow, people's opinions I respect, they follow, but then I realized that they're constantly negative. Everything's negative, negative, negative. I'm never going to be that way. I'm going to tell you if I like something or if I don't like something, and I'm not going to be afraid to say I did like it, or, you know, tell you that I didn't think it was as woke as people are making things out to be. And that's why I kind of want to talk to you today about the HawkEye Disney Plus series. Now, if I had to give a review for HawkEye, I'd probably give it a 6. 6 out of 10. It was alright. There were things about it that were entertaining. It had issues like a lot of the Disney Plus series has. You know, the writing wasn't that great in some scenes. There was the cheesy dialogue. The action was so-so. It's just not what you would expect from the Marvel cinematic universe, you know, because I mean it's a TV series. You know, they do have good budgets for what they do, but it's not what you're going to see on the big screen. So to go into it thinking that it's going to be something that it's not, I think you probably get disappointed. But just watching it for what it is, I was entertained. I have to tell you, it was probably my favorite of the Disney series so far. And here's the thing. So let's get back to the woke real quick. What is woke in entertainment in TV? This is what I picture woke as. It's when you would take we'll stick with a female lead here. You take a female led character and you lift her up while pushing down or diminishing the male character. That's woke. When you have to build up one character and destroy another. So I hear some people saying that this HawkEye series was the Kate Bishop show, you know, guest starring Clint Barton. You know, to some points, okay, I get that. But I think what people are kind of forgetting is when this show was advertised, it was advertised as a passing of the torch, which I had an issue with when they first started talking about it. Because I was like, I don't want to see a show about Kate Bishop. I want to see a show about Hawkeye. I want to see him get his due because he hasn't really been represented very well in the Avengers series. You know, I mean, he's done his thing, but, you know, you could really put together a good story. That being said, we got what we got. So going into it, you knew that this was going to be a passing of the torch TV series from Clint Barton to Kate Bishop. Part of that is Jeremy Renner's like 50 years old or something. He's not going to want to keep on doing these big blockbuster films. For the most part, he's always been a independent kind of actor, and I'm sure that's probably something he wants to get back to. The schedule that the Marvel has, Disney has for these characters is ridiculous for some of these actors, and he probably wants to move on. So this was a good way to write his character out and give him a good story arc. And that's what they do in this series. They give Hawkeye a good story arc, a good emotional story arc. They actually touch the aspect of what a character like him has to deal with losing, you know, loved ones, the damage that his body has taken over the years, you know, the psychological damage that he has to deal with from not only his job as an Avenger, but the job before that, you know. I think Jeremy Renner did a great job at acting. There were some very emotional beats that he hit fantastically. this was a, I looked at it as a very family oriented show. Jeremy Renner, they played a lot on Hawkeye's family. They showed the relationship he had with his children, how much his family meant to him, especially after the blip, after everybody was dusted and he lost everybody, and he went on his Ronin rampage. But they showed the weight of losing, the emotional weight of losing one's family, and how that is still bothering him today, so many years later. So they did a really good job with that. I thought it was well written. I thought he did a great. He was my favorite part of the show, and for Hawkeye having a series on his own, I mean, it should be. Kate Bishop, I thought was fine. I thought she was fine. The actress that played her was pretty good. I mean, she had some pretty good comedic timing, witty. I thought she was fine. She was fine. But here's the thing. This is why I didn't think it was woke. Because Clint Barton was never diminished in this series to lift up Kate Bishop. He wasn't. This is probably the best I've seen Hawkeye in any iteration he's been in any of the MCU movies. He was more skilled. They tapped into the skilled fighter he is, the way he could put plans together, strategize. God, I can't talk about what he was going to do. And they also showed the weight of what he was trying to keep. He was trying to keep his family safe. He's trying to keep his family safe from his past, sins. Him, and his wife. I'm not really. You want to watch the series to get the whole thing. You go into it. It's not a review of the series, but they did a good job of lifting his character up. I thought it was a good story arc from beginning to end. It really showed you who his character was, what his worries were, what his priorities in life were, and that was good to see. It was good to see. It was good. It was a family, like I said, it's a family show. It's centered around family. Honestly, he even takes like a father kind of figure to Kate Bishop. Kate Bishop's character. This is why I don't think she was woke. Mary Sue characters, right? Rey from Star Wars, Rey Skywalker, or Palpatine, whatever the hell her name is or would be. She showed up on the scene and she could do everything. She was good at everything. And, she defeated the big bad Kylo Ren in the first movie. Had the Force. Blah blah blah. That's a Mary Sue character. Never struggled in that series. Never was defeated. Never had to go through any hardships. And the rest of the male characters were kind of stumbling, bumbling, sideshow characters in that series. That's woke. That was woke. And this, Kate Bishop, as skilled as she was, and they made a story about this. They showed in the beginning when New York was attacked by Loki. Her father was killed, but she saw Hawkeye fighting these aliens, a human, doing these fantastic things, and it inspired her, because again, not woke. Hawkeye, a man, inspired a woman to be better, to be a female character, wanted to strive to be like this male character. And they went on this montage where they showed her training, they showed her doing these things. She put a lot of hard work into being an archer and winning all these awards and knowing all these new ways to fight and gymnastics and combat and all that kind of stuff. So it played into why she could do the things that she could do when we would see her. She's in college or something, so 18 to 20 years old, whatever her age might be. But the thing that's different is, yeah, she fought some men and she could throw some people around, which I know realistically some of us have issues with that. But she also got knocked on her ass a lot. She also got knocked down. She got beat up. There were times where she would make the constant wrong decisions, that put a situation worse than it was before. So she had to learn from that. She really had to work to get Barton's trust, that she wasn't just a kid, that she could be an asset. Essentially, she had a journey in this series, or in this season. She had a story arc journey where she didn't just show up as the best. She had to work for it, and she went through ups and downs. She made bad decisions. She had a moment of lack of confidence, loss of confidence, where she was like defeated, and she had to work out of that and overcome that to be the person that she would be at the end of the series. To me, none of that is woke. To me, that's good storytelling. And we as comic book readers, we forget that when we read comics back in the day, we enjoyed strong female characters. And the problem is that we've been force fed this woke agenda for so long. I think we forgot how a real character can be, a real female character being written strong as an equal, not as the better in the story. And I think in this series, I wouldn't call Kate Bishop an equal to Hawkeye in this series. I think Hawkeye was still way more skilled, veteran, all that kind of stuff. In fact, he saved her ass a bunch of times in the series. So there was no way that they diminished his character, lift her character up. And that's the biggest thing when it comes to woke for me. So I think this was the least woke series. I think the most woke series was Loki, where they absolutely did the opposite, where they diminished Loki's character for the female Loki. They made him a babbling buffoon in that series. That is woke. That is woke. So Hawkeye, like I said, I give it about a 6 out of 10. It's entertaining. It's something to check out. Nothing special. Maybe it's got a tad bit of wokeness with some of the stuff that they do, but nothing major. Nothing major. But what I see people out there just kind of utterly making it seem like here's another woke trash Marvel thing. I get it. That's what we do now. That's how we get views, how we get clicks, how we get likes and subscriptions and all that kind of stuff. I just don't think it was as woke as people make it out to be. So, all right, guys, thank you for checking out this video. I appreciate it. The Reaper Destroy Ash Cannon is being worked on right now. I'm signing these, I'm boxing them up, mailing them out. And if you like this video, please hit the like, hit the subscribe button, share it on social media, and I will talk to you all later. All right, peace.